Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your mother's favorite fighter, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the absolute madness that is Misfits Boxing 22 Ring of Thrones. The event's happening August 30th at the AO Arena in Manchester, England. And today, we've got a double main event that is straight up wild. Darren Till versus Luke Rockhold for the Misfits Boxing Bridgerweight Championship, and Tony Ferguson versus Salt Papi for the interim middleweight title. This is the UFC Veterans versus Influencer Boxing, and I'm here to break it all down for you. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, now let's get into it. Alright, Misfits Boxing is back. Scheduled for August 30th, 2025, and streaming live on DAZN, Misfits 22 is stacking the card with former UFC stars transitioning to the boxing ring. We've got Darren Till, the Liverpool striker, facing off against Luke Rockhold, a former UFC middleweight champion, in a Bridgerweight title fight. In the co-main event, we've got Tony Ferguson, the UFC legend El Kukui, making his pro boxing debut against Salt Papi, the TikTok star turned knockout artist. This is a crossover event that's got everyone buzzing, and for good reason. It's like MMA meets influencer boxing in the wildest way possible. Let's talk about the first half of the double main event. Tony Ferguson versus Salt Papi. Tony Ferguson, the 41-year-old UFC interim lightweight champ, is a fan favorite, but let's be real, it's been a rough ride. He left the UFC in August of 2024 after an 8-fight losing streak, including a submission loss to Michael Chiesa. Ferguson was set to fight Dylan Dennis in the Global Fight League, but that promotion tanked before it even started. Now, El Kukui is stepping into the boxing ring for his pro debut, chasing the Misfits Boxing interim middleweight title at 160 pounds. Ferguson got heart for days, and that's wild. Unorthodox style, but can he transition his MMA striking to boxing? On the other side, we got Salt Papi, a 31-year-old Filipino influencer who's became a Misfits boxing staple. With a 6-2 record, including 5 knockouts, Salt Papi's got legitimate skill. He burst onto the scene with viral knockouts like his 2023 stoppage over Josh Bruckner, but hit a rough patch with back-to-back losses to Anthony Taylor and Slim Albaher. Since then, he's rebounded with 3 straight wins, including a knockout at Misfits 19 in November of 2024. That guy's got fast hands, solid fundamentals, and a massive follower on TikTok and YouTube. What's my take on the fight? It's a very tough one. Ferguson's a warrior, but his recent skid and lack of boxing experience makes this an uphill battle. Salt Papi's the younger, faster, and more polished boxer in the ring, so if Salt Papi can avoid getting rattled by Ferguson's unorthodox pressure, he can outpoint or even stop Tony, but never count out El Kukui. If he finds a way to make this a dogfight, anything can happen. But let's move to the main event. Darren Till versus Luke Rockhold. This is a massive test for both guys, and it's for the inaugural Misfits Boxing Bridgerweight Championship. Darren Till, aka the Gorilla, is 32 years old and undefeated in pro boxing since leaving the UFC in 2023. He's been a beast in the Misfits ring, scoring a 6th round TKO over Anthony Taylor in January of 2025 and a unanimous decision victory over Darren Stewart in May at Misfits 21. Till's always been known for his slick striking in MMA, and he's carried that over to boxing with serious power and precision. The man's got a chip on his shoulder, calling out everyone from Jake Paul to Nate Diaz, and he's looking to prove that he's a legitimate boxing star. Now, Luke Rockhold, the 40-year-old former UFC and Strikeforce middleweight champion, is stepping into the pro boxing ring for the first time. Since leaving the UFC in 2022 after a loss to Paulo Costa, Rockhold's been all over the place. Bare-knuckle boxing, where he got TKO'd by Mike Perry in 2023, and karate combat, where he scored a nasty knockout in April of 2024. Rockhold's got that model swagger, but don't sleep on his skill. His kicks in MMA were deadly, and he's shown that he can still bang and strike in sport, but the question is, can he hang with Darren Till's boxing IQ in a pure boxing match? What's my take? Darren Till's got the edge here. He's younger, and he's been more active in boxing, and he's got that Scouser's grit. Luke Rockhold's dangerous, but his boxing experience is limited, and that loss to Mike Perry showed that he can be cracked under pressure. If Till keeps it tight and lands that big left hand, like he did dropping Stewart, this could definitely be his night. But Rockhold's got that veteran savvy, so don't count him out. So, why do you care about Misfits Boxing 22? This event is a perfect example of how combat sports is evolving. We're seeing UFC veterans like Till, Rockhold, and Ferguson test themselves in a new arena, where influencers like Salt Papi are proving that they're more than social media stars. Misfits Boxing is blending traditional fighters with a new wave of crossover boxing, and it's creating some of the most unpredictable matchups out there. Plus, with titles on the line and DAZN broadcasting, this is a big stage for everyone involved. But alright, y'all, that was my breakdown for Misfits Boxing 22. Are you team Darren Till or team Luke Rockhold? Did Tony Ferguson pull off the upset against Salt Papi? Now drop your predictions in the comments below. I want to hear what you think. Make sure to like this video, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, keep your hands up and your chin tucked. And it's been your mother's favorite fighter, and I'm out. Peace.